Woohoo. All right. Does it say recording? Yay. It does. All right. We are recording. So if you're joining us on this recording, Lindsay Bush here, and we've got some friends from Promised Land, Rock City, VBS World, and we're just going to jump in and share some updates for this summer at Spring Branch Kids. So the first update I want to share is in regards to our church's reopening. So at this moment, we do not have a date for reopening at Spring Branch, but I will tell you there is definitely a process happening for reopening at Spring Branch. There has been a reopening committee put together by our elder board and our staff, appointed people that are very knowledgeable. Dr. Randy Gald, Bob Gant, several staff members, a few elders have put together this committee that meet once a week to talk through what is safe options for us reopening and what that needs to look like. Also tonight, we can be praying for our elders. They're having a meeting that is going over some survey questions that are probably going to be sent to you all tomorrow. It'll be sent to the whole church for you all to fill out a survey. And that will ask you about your comfortability about returning to church and when that would be for you individually, and also ask you some other questions in regards to children's ministry, student ministry, things like that. It's really important to our team that we gather information from our congregation and kind of gauge where they're at before we make a plan for reopening. So I know that their heart is that we will do something together in the month of June. So you'll be hearing soon what that will look like. But I'm going to take the next couple weeks to gather that information and, solidify it within the process of the committees and the elder team. So I do want to say that if you have any thoughts or strong opinions or ideas that you'd like me to share with that reopening committee or our elder board team, I do have access to them, so feel free to send those things to me via email. I'm happy to share those ideas or thoughts. But it's no easy task to reopen a church right now. It wouldn't even feel like church, and so we're just really thinking through, how can we best gather together safely, but it still feels somewhat like a church service. So just please pray for everyone involved making these decisions. You guys, it is so difficult. It's very taxing. It's draining. We were creative the first few weeks and we all kind of thrived on that adrenaline. But as this has continued to go on, it's easy to lose steam. Jen and I have felt that way, even in children's resources, like, yay, this is great. And then, it's like the adrenaline subsides and you're trying to keep up this pace, and it can be difficult. And so while many people, are staying at home more, which all of us are, workloads have continued to rise for church staff and for our elder team. So I would just ask for continued prayers for stamina and endurance, and that we would hear the Lord's voice. We pray together every week as a staff and are able to share, kind of where we feel God's leading, and specifically pray for Heath. It's no easy task for him right now in the midst of being an interim lead pastor. And, he just had a knee replacement surgery. So he's recovering from that and having to lead the charge in all of these decisions is no simple thing. So just keep us all in your prayers. We appreciate so much all the support everyone has given us. Many of you on this call have reached out to me, and your prayers and your thoughts and your encouragement have meant so much to me, and to Jen as well. So I just want to say thank you for that, and just keep it up, and we will gather. It will happen. It's just not going to be the way we used to, but we will. And as far as the children's ministry goes, we probably have the longest haul ahead of us than any area of the church in reopening, because, safety of children is of the utmost priority and importance to me, Jen, our team, and the elder board. And we just want to make sure that kids can have a fun experience. It's virtually impossible to social distance children. So we want them to have a good experience when we reopen. And that just may take us a few more months to weeks than the regular church. So you're most likely going to see family worship services where kids will go with their families and we will have a kid moment in the services versus reopening Promised Land, Rock City, Awana all at once. I don't want to put out a date of reopening for children's ministry because Jen and I have done that repeatedly and then it's repeatedly had to change. So it could be as soon as fall, it could be later, we don't know. But what we do know is that God has given us creativity and he's given us our minds. He says, love the Lord with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. He's given us our minds to be able to find ways to inspire us to recalibrate when needed to keep our families involved. And so we will do, as a family ministry team, everything we can to keep our families connected to Spring Branch and to us. So just wanted to share those updates with you. Does anyone have any questions about that? I'd love to just answer any of those or comments before we jump into the next topic. Jen, do you have anything to add there? No? Okay.
No, just echo everything you just said. So.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for listening there. And please, continue to reach out to me via text, email. If you've got questions, I want to be able to answer those for you and not feel like you're in the dark, so to speak, So, okay. Well, let's jump into Spring Branch Kids this summer. So, Jen and I, we were talking about the summer and just how it's going to look so different than most of our summers do in kids ministry. And we felt like the word indescribable was a great descriptor of this summer. And so that leads into the idea that we are running with this summer to put together a book club for all ages. So we'll be reading through this book, Indescribable, 100 Devotions About God and Science. And it's written by Pastor Louis Giglio. He's a pastor down in Atlanta at Passion City Church. It is a great devotional for kids of all ages. And so don't mind me as I look at my notes here. I just want to make sure I touch on everything. This devotional, what I loved about it is that it helps us to recognize God in creation, that he is an indescribable creator, the things he creates and who he is as our creator. And so I think it's going to be a great opportunity for our families and for our kids to recognize God in their everyday lives, in creation around them, to find things they can be thankful for right in front of them. Even though we're not able to gather as we usually would, they can use this book throughout their week to identify, wow, look at the sun God created, for a preschooler or for, an older elementary student. Look at those stars. Do you know how many stars there are and what they're called and how they make the constellations, and could go on and on. So we really felt like this would be a great book for all ages. So Promised Land leaders, we're going to use this for preschool and encourage mom and dad to read it to them. And Rock City leaders, we're going to use this, for them as well. And that really was something that was important to me this summer, that we could find some sort of series to do all together, crossing all ages. Because while we have been putting out Promised Land videos, Rock City videos each week, and they've been well watched, well viewed, we've had good success with them. I think that the feedback I'm getting from a lot of parents is that, the Sunday morning experience has turned to be a lot longer for them now that it's online, because they're going to church online, and that's about an hour. They might be going to a Faith in Life class online, which is about an hour. And then if they have a kid in Promised Land and a kid in Rock City, they're watching both of those videos with them and doing the activities if they want to. So that turns into, a 2.5 hour event every Sunday. Now, of course, they can watch those videos on our YouTube channel later in the week, but many of them like to do it on Sunday. And so as our team was thinking through this, we thought, what could we do to just capitalize on the time that they have this summer? We know families are a little bit more, active in the summer, going out, doing things, and just want to respect their time. And so that's why I made the decision to kind of consolidate and do one series together, just to even respect some of the parents' time as well. So let me talk about the Sunday morning portion of this book club with you and how you can be a part of that. And then I'll talk about kind of the at-home family portion. So the Sunday morning side of this book club is basically each week I'm going to be on a video, just like we have been doing, that I will upload on our YouTube channel. And families can watch it, on Sunday or anytime during the week. But I'll be visiting a different location in each video in creation that will go with the devotional that I'm teaching from, okay? So, for instance, the very first one talks about the sky and how God created everything in it. And so I'm going to be outside on a sunny day, hopefully soon, and be able to get that on video with the ocean hopefully behind me. And when I do one on, animals like sharks, I'm going to try to do it outside the aquarium, things like that. So I'll be visiting a different location. And if you're familiar or watched my Holy Week videos that I did back on Easter time, they'll be similar to that, where I will read from our indescribable book, whatever the devotion is, and then I'll share a few words about it, and then each week I'll be in a different location. So it's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. And we're going to give a guide to families to use each week as well. So I'll share that on the at-home piece in a minute. So that video will be available. And then I just want to encourage y'all to pick up a copy of this and read along with us this summer. You can find it on Amazon. I think it's $12.99 on there, but you can find it wherever books are sold. I think they even have them at Walmart, so it's everywhere. He has two versions. This is his first one, and then he has another one called How Great Is Our God, but you'll want to get this one, the indescribable one. But I just want to encourage you, a way you can be a part of it is order the book, read along, use it in your devotions. You'll learn a lot from it. It's great. So that is pretty much how Sundays will go. So each Sunday there will be a new teaching video. And we'll run this starting next Sunday, June 7th, until the last Sunday in July, which I believe is the 26th. And that will be our summer series. And then in August, we'll pick back up with a Promised Land and a Rock City separate video. But for June and July, this is what we'll have and what we'll share. So that's kind of our side of it. The family side of it, I want to show you what we'll send the families each week. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Let's see here. Okay, so this is our first devotion. It's devotion 24. It's called All Creation Sings. And you'll see in the book, I'm not going to go in order this summer. I kind of jump around. I did that intentionally just based on the content and how I wanted it to flow. But this is our very first one. So this is a sneak peek you get to look at for next Sunday. This is what we will send out to all the families, so that every devotion that I teach from, they will be given the pages of that devotion in this document. So they don't have to purchase the book. They will still have, a weekly devotion given to them via email. My email I send out every week. Now, we are going to encourage families to purchase the book, because I think it will be a great way for them to take a break from some screens and, as a family, open up a book and read it together once a day. And if they're at the beach, if they're going to grandma's house, whatever they're doing, they can have this with them. So I'm excited for that opportunity for our families, and I'm going to really pitch it that way to get their participation. But you'll see in this document, the first 2 pages are the devotion, and every devotion has a section called Be Amazed, and it gives you a fun science fact about real things you see in nature. So in our first one, you'll see that it tells you that stars actually sing. Did you all know that? They actually make a melody when they're recorded in the sky. And so it's all about giving God praise. And I chose this one because we'll be finishing our Psalms series next Sunday. And so the key verse is in Psalms. So I thought it would be nice to have that for that particular Sunday. So anyway, Be Amazed. It gives them a little, clue, little fun fact in science, which I think kids will love. And then after the second page of the devotion, there's a little discussion guide. And our videos will kind of lead them through this. If you watched our Easter egg hunt video, give me a thumbs up if you watched that. I know some of you did. On the Easter egg hunt video, I asked the kids to press pause at different points while I was teaching. And so this video will be similar. There'll be a time that they press pause and they interact with the book and with this content to talk with their family. And then it always has like a little reflection you can see here. And this one they get to draw different pictures of creation and themselves worshiping God. And then at the end, we'll always add some sort of activity page. I know our preschool families appreciate having a coloring page, of having, things like that. So can you find all the differences, and then a coloring page. So this will be what the families receive each week, similar, and be able to use at home, along with the book if they choose to order it, which I hope they do. So again, this will be for all ages. I'm saying age 3 and up, mom and dad can read it to those who can't read yet. And then of course our elementary kiddos can read it themselves. So, okay. Jen, are you able to unmute all of us? And does anyone have any, I just would love to hear your feedback, your comments on the book club, or any questions you might have.
Hey, I think
it looks great.
So you have to unmute. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey, you're still muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Who does?
Okay.
Oh.
There you go. Okay.
I've seen
We're all
that
good.
somewhere on the internet, and I almost bought it earlier this year. So now it confirms I should have gotten it in the first place. It looks like a great one for kids.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Great. Sherry, were you saying something?
I was just saying it looks really awesome. I think I love the cover. I love the inside. So looking forward to that. Yeah.
Good. All right. Thank you, Barb. I see your comment there in the chat.
Oh, look at that.
Yay, we're so techie, everybody.
No, we're not.
I love it. All right, good. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll all mute again. And I am really excited about this book club. I think we're going to be able to really engage with our kiddos, and I'm also excited that it will offer just an option when we do reopen with family worship services that I can share from it during those times. And, if the kids have the book, they can bring it with them and follow along, kind of thing. So looking forward to that as well. All right. Well, now let's venture into VBS, okay? What we've all been waiting for, I know. All right, so let me just say this. Even though Palooza VBS is not happening the way we had intended, and believe me, I cried many, many tears, and it took me weeks to come to grips with it. Jen can attest to this. I did not want to accept that, but it was our reality, and it was the decision we had to make. We were disappointed because, one, we love VBS. It's the best week ever. But two, we were really excited for a special speaker to come this year, if you remember, an illusionist, a friend of mine, David Laughlin. But I talked with him and he completely understood. Obviously, it's happening all over the country. And he's given us a priority booking. Once things get back to normal, he'll be coming to share with our kids through his awesome illusions. At some point this year, he might even come twice. So I'm excited to share that part of it. So anyway, this is such a God story, you guys, with what has happened with VBS, that I just want to share my heart with it. So it was probably a few months back before COVID struck that I was able to get in partnership and in contact with a few area children's directors. Just had gotten to know them a little bit through some common friendships. And that evolved into just some great conversations and friendships amongst other children's pastors. And when, the first of the year came, they invited me to be a part of a weekly meeting with just 4 other area kids pastors. And so I was really thrilled to be a part of that, and started to just meet with them. And we would just encourage one another, because we understand each other's lives in different ways, and just share ideas from time to time. But it wasn't anything, I guess I would say there was nothing really on the agenda each time. We just kind of connected. Well, as all this COVID stuff started happening, we began meeting on Zoom. And during that time, we all, of course, started thinking about VBS, because every church pretty much had VBS the same week or a week apart, right? And so we're all talking about it and like, what do we do? How is this going to work? And one of the ladies on the call said, well, we're all doing VBS pretty much the same week anyway. What if we all do a community-wide virtual VBS model for our families? And we were all like, never heard of that before. Those are 2 words I would have never put together, virtual VBS, but here we are. And so we all just started brainstorming some ideas of how we could bring VBS to families in their own backyards, and not, just cancel or postpone. Because even when you tried to say like, oh, let's do it in August, that was bringing its own issues itself. Like there just wasn't, we couldn't guarantee that. And so we wanted to guarantee something to our kids, because so much has been taken away from them. We wanted to guarantee something fun for them. So what we landed on was just God ordained as well. This brand new curriculum was published, I would say maybe 2 months ago. But we all found out about it through just some emails that we had received, and it was labeled as a quarantine-friendly VBS. So basically, it was designed for kids to use at home with their families or with their neighbors in their backyard. And so we took a look at it, as you always do with curriculum. And we decided that it was so good that we all were willing to forego our originally planned VBS themes and come together on this one theme and, realign on this one theme. And so I can honestly tell you, in my years of children's ministry, which it's been just over 10 now, I have never seen such a great VBS curriculum. And I'm so excited to get it in the hands of our families. It is simple, but it is so gospel-centered, and it is so much fun, y'all. The kids are going to have a blast with it. And so I'm excited for them to get it home and to check it out. So it is called Bolt VBS, and it's like a sports theme. So it's all about Let's Bolt, which will be super fun for kids this summer. And we have branded this VBS to be called VB3. And we decided on that branding because it stands for Virginia Beach's 3-day VBS event. And so this curriculum is only for 3 days. And so that's what we're going to offer, is a 3-day VBS event community-wide, and each of us are marketing it in our churches under that name of VB3. And I should tell you, the other churches are The Bridge, Kempsville Christian, Coastal Community, COVA, and then us. So there's a group of 5 of us doing it together. And I'll share a little bit more of the logistics and what this is actually going to look like. But I wanted to share with you the video that highlights the BOLT curriculum and what the kids will be learning. So I'm going to share that now. It's just about 30 seconds long.
Instead of bringing your kids to VBS, let's bring VBS to your kids.
But we're not finished yet.
Help kids understand what it means to listen to, focus on, and follow Jesus.
A stands for excellent.
Bible stories,
They were afraid that they were about to become fish food.
games.
Do you understand the rules?
Yes, ma'am! Origami crafts.
The first half of the flower complete.
Powerful teaching.
Proverbs 3:5.
Great music.
I'm a wave walker.
All right. So that gives you a little look into it and what it's all about. But here is how it is going to work. So we are partnering with these 4 other churches to put together this VBS, and we're all going to do it the same days. That's part of the partnership. We're going to all promote it for the same days. So those days are going to be a week earlier than we had originally planned for our VBS. They are going to be June 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So that's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And what families will have access to as they sign up. So we will run signups starting this weekend. Families will register their kids just like usual for VBS, but instead of coming to Spring Branch, it'll come to their backyard. And I'll share how we're going to get supplies to your families and to the families as well in a minute. So basically it will be June 22nd to the 24th. And we will have a Facebook page for VB3 that those families that are signed up will be invited to be a part of. And on that Facebook page each day, the 5 children's pastors, those of us that have partnered together, we're going to put together a recorded Zoom call like we're doing right now and welcome everybody each day with a fun video sharing who we are, what church we're from, and why we're excited about that day's activities. And then we will share the teaching video for that day from the curriculum. So the curriculum has 3 teaching videos that are really fun, that teach a Bible story about Jesus, following him, listening to him, and serving him. And then as a part of the video, there's times that the kids are told to pause and go play a game outside, and they show them how to play the game. It's with very simple items that they have around the house. And then there's also a time where they pause, they go get their own snack and eat a snack. And then there's a time where they pause and they go and they do their craft, and it walks them through the craft. And the craft is origami. So all they need is paper, and they fold a different origami creation each day that has to do with the Bible story. So it's very creative how they put it all together. And we will give our families access not only on the VB3 Facebook page to all the videos, but they will have a special password-protected family portal website that when they register, I'll send them the link and they can go in and they can view everything online, print it out, have all the activities. And while that might seem overwhelming to some moms and some families, we're going to do our best to help them not feel overwhelmed. And so we are putting together what we're calling BOLT boxes. So it's going to just envision like a bakery box of goodies, but instead it's all sorts of VBS goodies inside. So when kids sign up for VBS, for VB3, they will be registered then for a BOLT box. And on Saturday, June 20th, the Saturday before that Monday when we begin, we're going to have a launch party where we deliver drive-through style the Bolt boxes. So for all families that are registered, we're going to invite them to come to Spring Branch and drive under our portico from 10 to noon on that Saturday and pick up their Bolt box. Inside the box are going to be a supply for each day of the game that they need. Inside is going to be, just confirmed today, we're getting t-shirts. So they will get a t-shirt, because what's VBS without a t-shirt, right, Lori? You got to have your shirt. And so they can get a t-shirt, and that will be included on the registration. So we are asking families if they want a shirt to pay for that. It'll be $8, but that's an option. If they don't want to pay for a shirt, they don't have to. They can still participate. So, but in their box will be their shirts if they ordered them. It will be a supply per day for the game. There will be, oh gosh, I'm like losing track. There will be origami paper that they can use for the craft. Basically, anything that's kind of referenced in that day's video, it will be in their box. And each video per day, I would estimate about an hour and a half worth of activities for them to do at home. So that is how we hope to help parents not feel overwhelmed with it, but that they have a toolbox for themselves to use at home. So with that, this is what I want to encourage you all with, that if you know families or young moms or whoever that might seem a little bit overwhelmed this summer and you know their family well, reach out to them and maybe offer to help them, you know, launch VBS at home in their backyards, if they're open to that and you all feel safe with that. The other thing I'm really excited about this is that it is a backyard VBS. So kids can be a part of it that don't go to our church. So neighborhoods can come together, and we're going to really invite families to include their neighbors in this, and, you know, bring them over and play a game safely, of course, and at a distance. But many families have let me know that they've quarantined with their neighbors because, you know, their kids have needed somebody to hang out with. And so I think this will work well, that they have something structured they can all do together, and they're going to learn about Jesus. And so I think that would just be awesome. And that's what all of the churches, the leaders, the children's leaders there, we've all been really excited about, that this is really going to reach out into our community in a way that we've never done before. So that will be a lot of fun. The other thing to know about is that if you live in a neighborhood that you are connected with some kiddos, this is targeted for like elementary kids, but we are going to offer it for age 3 and up, because I think that preschoolers will have just as much fun with it. For the preschoolers, sometimes the origami might be kind of difficult. And so we're going to put in their boxes, just if they're a preschool family, we're going to put in a little sticker activity so that they have that as an option. So I'm offering it to all ages, so that preschoolers don't feel left out, because I want them to have something fun too. So if you know of kids in your neighborhood in these ages that you would want to get a box for and do the whole thing with, let us know. We want to encourage you to do that. I know I've got some kiddos here in our condo community. I call them the condo children. They're always running around and doing hide and seek and, you know, who knows what else. But Jamin and I have got to know them a little bit. So we may try to do it condo style. We don't really have a backyard, but we have a grassy area. So we'll try it. We'll see how it goes. But if you have kids around you that could use this and that you are connected with, I would encourage you to do that and register yourself if you want the supplies. So that is the plan. Let me make sure I hit all those things. Oh, okay. The other thing I'm forgetting that I don't want to forget is each night of the VBS. So Monday, June 22nd, when it starts, the video for that day will be available all day for families to watch and see on their own. Then that night, just for our Spring Branch kids and those that are participating, we'll have a Zoom call like this. And we'll all come on Zoom together that night. and have what we're calling like a Zoom after party each night of the VBS. So during this, they're going to bring their origami creations, and we're going to do an origami contest and award an MVP, the most valuable papers. And so we are going to have fun with it, and they're going to be able to get a special prize. And we would love, love, love for all of you to be on those Zoom calls if you want to join us. So that information will be coming to you just to see the kids, connect with them, hear how the activities went for them that day, what they learned. We'll play a little Bible verse game together on Zoom for the verse of that day. And then this is really exciting. My friend David Laughlin, the illusionist that we were going to have this summer, he has agreed to put together 3 illusion videos for us that coincide with the Bible stories. So I'll be premiering those at the Zoom after party for the kids so that they still get to see David somewhat and get to know him each night of Zoom. But they have to be on the Zoom after party to see that. So hoping that that will be a huge pull to get kids on there each and every day, and just if you have a shirt, we'll all wear our VBS shirts and just celebrate in the way that we can right now. So that will be happening on Zoom each night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I think we're looking at about 6:30. That time could change. We're still figuring that out, but it would be in the evening so that parents who work could still get their kids on there and they could be a part of it. So obviously, people who sign up for the VBS, they have access to the family portal, to the website, all summer long. So they can do it whenever they want. But we're really going to ask them to join us. And all of our churches are going to do it on that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that is VB3, the 3-day Virginia Beach-wide online backyard VBS Bolt. I would love to hear any questions you have. I'm sure I forgot some details, so we'll just go ahead and unmute and share together.
So how can we help you then? Do you need help putting these boxes together, or obviously you need somebody to man the portico on that Saturday? Just, tell us how you need us.
Yes, that's exactly how we need you. Kind of all the prep work up to. So Jen, do you want to share about the boxes a little bit?
Yes. So we've got Lindsay's already taking care of getting all the stuff, but we're going to have a day during that week, just prior to the 20th, sometime during the week of the 14th. Find a day and do an assembly line kind of thing with the boxes. So we'll have all the stuff. We've got to make copies. We've got to count out paper and make sure that we're lining up everything. If it's a preschool family, that they've got what they need. We just started talking about this on Tuesday, so all the details haven't really fallen into place yet. So we'll have that, and then I've been looking at ways to kind of decorate the portico for the purposes of making it fun and exciting for the launch or drive-through launch party. So there'll be some prep work that goes with that. So during that week, I can't imagine any more than maybe 2 or 3 hours. I mean, total. But the more hands that we have, clearly we'll get it done faster. And then,
yeah.
So,
and I'm hoping that we'll have the t-shirts by Wednesday. That would be I think 16th.
Yeah.
So it would we would need you after that day. Once the t-shirts get in, then we'll be ready to stuff the boxes with all the rest of the supplies. So,
So we'll have, I think we're going to try to do stickers for the boxes themselves. Are we still doing that? So
yep.
There might be a few things that we can do ahead of time if somebody's available, like they pre-label or pre-sticker all the boxes or whatever.
Yeah, the boxes will need to be unfolded and put together.
Yeah. So there might be things that if we wanted, I'll come up with a schedule and just send out an email to everybody. And like, if you can work that particular day or help this particular time frame, then stick your name on the list and we'll we'll make it happen. So, but yeah, there'll be things to do, but not nearly as involved. I mean, there's a part of me, I'm with Lindsay. I grieved Easter. I've grieved Palooza. I'm starting to grieve fall. I mean, I'm just like, we're going through all the course of emotions, but I think there's a part of me that's like, maybe after 8 years of Palooza, this is the, we can take a breather. still have something fun, but take the rest and use it as an advantage and not, be sad about it. So anyway, but yeah, so you'll definitely hear from me getting boxes packed and what needs to be done to kind of decorate the portico area and any extra hands we need for that particular launch party.
So I am assuming that some of the cost savings we have had for not having to prepare snack and all that stuff, is that what's paying for this? They're not really being required to pay for anything but t-shirts?
Yep. That's exactly it. Because we've saved on the budget, just not meeting live on supplies and, all the things that Palooza would have required, we're able to fund these boxes, except for the shirt. So.
And we did 5-day wonders, and we would go into the, you'd have to have stop, I think, because maybe more people aren't interested in doing it, because you had to have a team to go into the neighborhood and, do the thing. But I loved it, being in the backyard, people in the homes, and that was really cool. So this is memories for me.
Aw. Me too. I did this like all the time growing up. I know y'all aren't surprised, but me and my little best friend growing up, we would do little backyard VBSs all summer long. We loved it. We would create our own. It was fun. I should also say that I'm going to let parents know that they don't have to oversee this. If they want to call in, a student that they trust or a babysitter or someone to come over and do it with their kids, it's really easy for anyone, even a middle schooler could do it, lead it is what I'm saying. So I'm going to encourage them in that way as well. That I know some parents are just kind of over it, with their kids home all the time. And so I'm going to encourage them in that way as well, that they can reach out to someone else to help, or if they don't have any options, to let me know and I can do some research for them. But I also know that a lot of families are really enjoying this time together, and they're looking for things to do together that are positive and faith-filled. So I'm excited to see this come into their hands as well.
I
So,
think it's great that y'all figured this out. I love the concept.
I know.
Small box with things in it. I love boxes. Here come.
yes, it's like I wanted it to be like a subscription box you get in the mail, with goodies inside. I wanted it to feel that way, special.
That's cool.
I love the fact that you're doing it in partnership with the other 4 churches.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if we've learned anything, we are all alike. We are the same, and so this is wonderful cooperation that I hope continues.
I hope so too.
Just as an aside, my husband built both Bridge and Coastal churches, so.
I love that. We already are connected. I love that. Yeah, we're really
So what is
excited
the
about it.
bridge? What is the bridge?
So the bridge is over in South Virginia Beach,
Okay.
down by Indian River Road area. And
Okay.
they just built a brand new next gen building, which is really awesome. And, I would say they're a bit smaller than Spring Branch, but have a lot of young families like we do.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if you were talking about London Bridge.
No, I don't know them there. But they're more than welcome to join us. Anyone is. So
They're probably figuring out something too, but that's cool.
yeah, so we're going to do it together and just see what the Lord does with it. I love how he brought us all together before all of this. We had no idea it was coming. you know, but he did.
Mm.
He did. So anyway, that is pretty much everything that I have to share. I don't want to keep us on here any longer than we need to, but would love to just close our time in prayer. And Jen and I will stick around a few minutes if anybody wants to chat or share anything more, okay? Let's pray. Lord, thank you so much for just these awesome ladies and for everyone who is watching this call as well. We just ask you to be with us this summer as we do these new things with our book club and with VBS. We ask God that you would just bless it and use it to reach more kids for you. We love you so much. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right, y'all, we'll be in touch with
Thank you
everything.
so much.
Love you all.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you.
How to leave.
I don't want to leave.
You don't have to leave. We can chat with you for a little longer.
Oh, I missed y'all. It's so nice to see y'all's faces last night.
I know. Did you enjoy it?
Oh, yes.
Good.
Mommy's come with me both times, so that was fun too to be with her. She knows all the words to most of the songs. I need the
The lyric sheets.
yeah.
We used the lyric sheets in Jen's car, didn't we?
We did until the wind took over and we couldn't keep them posted anywhere. The weather just was not wanting to be friends last night.
Okay, is Holly feeling better?
Yes. Yes.
Good.
So that is good.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to stop recording.